time here talking with the one of the cast from Francine and the filmmakers from Francine. So I'm going to talk to you about your character first, because this is a kind of a different direction for you. You seem to play characters who have a lot of dialogue and very kind of fierce, and this was kind of a withdrawn, almost internal kind of performance. So what kind of drew you to that?
I think probably exactly that. You know, there's a lot more to acting than just talking. Dialogue is one of our greatest roads into character, usually, but it was exactly that, this notion of that I had heard that they were going to be shooting in the summertime for about a month in the Hudson Valley, which is my own home. And I thought, oh, in the backyard in the summertime making a movie sounds great. And the challenge of a portrait of a woman in which we were not going to rely on that dialogue to tell our story, but rely on what film, after all, is a series of moving images. So it was exactly that drew me into it.
So, I mean, when you read this script, I mean, did you know the filmmakers prior, or was this something that just landed on your desk?
Well, I did not know the filmmakers prior. It did not just land on my desk, and there wasn't really a script.
Okay.
So, what there was, first of all, was the Hudson Valley Film Commission is run by a lovely man, Laurent Prieto, who's a friend of mine and mayor of Dustin. He had made the Woodstock Film Festival. And I keep in touch with them on a regular basis because my backyard. And so I got a missive from them. I don't think intentionally sent to me or anything, but I keep updated with what's going on in the Film Commission in Hudson Valley. And they were getting ready to shoot that summer a film in which there would be a female lead that it sounded I could be an age with, and that they would be doing this without a lot of dialogue and really wanting to tell them a moving story with primarily the images. So I inserted myself into these nice people's lives and said, could I be your Francine?
So when you get a recent Oscar winner like Melissa Leo, who's a very powerful actress that everybody's slowly falling in love with her projects, I mean, how thrilled were you to have her come on board?
That was extraordinary. I mean, we couldn't have expected that. We come primarily from a documentary background, so this was our first dramatic feature. And our intention was to cast the film with non-professional actors primarily, that maybe we would find Francine working at a gas station or as a waiter, because this is what we felt we knew and what we had available to us. When we discovered that we would have someone with Melissa's gifts to interpret this character and embody this character, we just can't ask for something better than that to happen. And you know, as you can see in the film, this is a job not for someone that doesn't have the expertise, the know-how, and the knowledge of her craft.
So much that an actor does to do what we do, like the assumption that, oh, without dialogue, what are you going to do then?
Right.
There's so much more to acting than that. Questions I ask my filmmakers, questions I never ask my filmmakers, questions that the costume designer answers, questions that the set decorator answers. There's so many things. People say, how do you do that? I'd be so nervous. Well, actors by and large are quite nervous about acting, but we have so many things to do that we get distracted, and that's how we can in fact do it. And I'm very, very proud of Francine, of the combined efforts from Brian and Melanie and myself to forge a land that was so foreign to both ends of the spectrum here, and forging ahead with our beautiful producers, capturing us in the nets as the battles got. Because there was something bigger afoot to do there, and I learned so much about what it is that an actor does in fact bring to a project. And I can look at it and see, well, I was just doing my job. And I can also look at it and see, well, you wouldn't know that about Francine if you didn't have somebody who knew about this question and answer period, any part you have to spend.
So in Francine, there's quite a few odd moments in the script and in the movie. So were you pretty gung-ho about doing those things as far as like, I mean, I'm sure, was it real dog food that you
Well,
actually
we
ate?
had
or you
we
to-
had a long conversation about whether or not I would in fact put the kitten's paw in my
Right.
mouth. Was that going to be something? Would we sanitize it? And they did. They got a sanitary group there that day and sanitized the.
I was thinking, oh, where's she going with this? Okay.
In the same way that on a set that doesn't have the dialogue written and you're making an improvised movie, which this is not. This is very different from that. But in that same way that people like John Goodman on Treme used to come up with these one-liners that were not scripted, but are in the show in the end, just gold and delicious things that he could, as the character, think up and deliver. And so there was room both verbally and physically to be in the moment and have it be creative. Sometimes Brian and Melly would be very specific with me. They wanted me to take the little mouse out into the backyard. They wanted me to gather flowers. They wanted me to dig a hole. They wanted me to put it in there. Those were the things we knew together as we went into it. They wanted me in the room with the kitten to interact with the kittens. And as I, in Francine, as an actor, sort of kind of outside watching myself, at least aware that I'm being filmed, Francine thinks to herself, what did the mama do? Oh, and sticks the paw in my mouth. He shoots it and uses it.
Yeah, perfect. Well, so I'm interested to hear from you guys some of the feedback, because I'm guessing it's a wide variety of spectrum as far as feedback on this film. And can you mention some of the positives or negatives that you guys have?
Well, I mean, we had the world premiere of Francine in Berlin, at the Berlin Film Festival, and the reviews were across the board quite good.
More than quite good.
They were
love
yeah,
letters.
Yeah.
The first reviews were definitely.
They were raves. So that was really wonderful to hear. So so far people have really responded to the film. I don't know how to talk about that really.
They protect me from a lot of things always. I haven't heard anything negative about the film, and I've talked to people that I know that have seen the film. And I think you would be hard pressed. You might be hard pressed to get people in to see Francine, but watching this beautiful, simple movie, I think you'd be hard pressed to find somebody who's going to pick it apart and be nasty about it. I really, truly believe that.
Yeah, because it really has a truthfulness and things that happen in the film land on the side of very human. They're not the things that happen in the film that are strange or might seem bizarre. To me, they don't seem bizarre. They seem motivated.
Out of context, they're totally bizarre.
Yeah, out of
context.
Yeah, but
you
when
can
you
make it into anything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, final question for you, Melissa. I'm just curious, since winning the Oscar, and you looked great at just a couple of, less than a month ago, presenting. It was nice to see you back there. How has your life changed as far as the
And my
script?
handsome son beside me?
Yes. How has your life changed as far as getting scripts? And I mean, what do you see on your desk that maybe you didn't see before? And
Okay, so it's more than 365 days now since I won the Oscar. I had not won the Oscar when we shot. We didn't shoot last summer. We shot the summer before. The Fighter had not even been released yet when we were working together. And this last 365 odd days have not been so different than the other 30 years before that I've been acting. But it's been a year of slow growth, of internal growth that is nurtured by confidence that I have never known. I am an actor. I will be an actor for the rest of my days, and that I know.
Well, like for me, first, as a critic who follows so closely with Hollywood and what actors are doing and stuff, I see some of these people, I won't mention them by name, but they win these Oscars and it's like, where did they go? What do they do? And I don't think anyone...
there's something about that, because I've also heard the Oscar curse year.
Right.
And
But I don't think anyone ever thinks that we know that you're going to keep finding these great scripts, and that was part of my, I assumed that people were like, oh, now we really got to get Melissa Leo in there, and I assumed for you guys, you're going to be like, fantastic. More people are going to watch our movie now. That that
I think that's a benefit.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that
Without-
we will
without
get more
question.
people
Yeah,
to see Francine.
absolutely.
Without a doubt.
Definitely.
Yeah, without a doubt. It's for us. It's not our accomplishment. It's her accomplishment.
Right.
But we certainly reap the benefits of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys so much. It was a wonder.